Let's see what we got here. And I'm definitely blocking the bike. Maybe I should just move up. Maybe I'll do this. Let's see. Is this any better? No. All right, guys, what's up? Let me know video. Let me know the audio, the visual. Be sure behind you, Jonathan Banks. Yeah, man, it's been on the channel already. I've had it for probably like 2 weeks now. We got some stuff to talk about. All righty. Let me kind of tuck in behind here so you guys can see the bike. I might change the camera angle in a second. Yeah, I'm too far back. I might change the camera angle in a second, but we're doing the Q&A, of course, and we got some things to talk about. Somebody says, so dude, I guess turbo's off the table. What you mean? What you mean turbo's off the table? We're gonna talk, man. This might be a good live. I think we're gonna have a good number of people joining in. Hey, as soon as you get into the live, guys, don't forget to like. When you guys like, I will start giving out more information. Until all these guys that are in here like, we're just gonna be staring at each other at this point. So, guys, when you jump in the live, make sure you hit that like button. It only helps. I gave myself one, so I got 30 guys in here. Only 7 of them hit the like. We're gonna get likes one way or another around here. Yeah. We got some things to talk about. First thing I want to get off the table is I'm almost at 500 miles on this bike. Man, the weather down here has been pretty off and on. You just got to be able to, it's like hit or miss. So I did as much riding as I could today. And Rick Baker, what's up, man? I did as much riding as I could today, but we didn't hit 500. But if you watch my live on on Instagram, we tapped this bike out today. The way I break a bike in is probably different from a lot of guys' methods of breaking in a bike. I do go through the RPM range for a little bit, heat cycle the bike a little bit, and you got to give it the mustard. Now, even tapping a bike out, you're not at crazy RPMs, but you know, that's just something you got to do. Just me. Bike's governed at 120. I think the other bikes, the standards and the regular CVOs, are governed at like 112. So yeah, we had to put the hammer down on the bike today. So if you didn't see my live today on Instagram, I like to go live on Instagram as well, but it's usually me more out and about when I do my lives on Instagram. So if you're just joining this live, go ahead and hit the like button. 42 people watching, but only 17 people hit the like. And I'd like to get this live started already, so do me a favor, go back out and hit this like button, and we're gonna get this party started. Start shooting your questions, and I'll get to them as I can. SKRR trolling, he says, so I guess turbos are off the table. LOL. I don't know what he means. Tell me what he means by that, if anybody knows. Yeah, so 2024 CVO ST, it's a bad bike, man. It's a bad bike. I did a little vlogging on it today, so if you, and I hate to do it, man, but if you guys want to see vlogging, like riding vlogging, say that. And if you don't, I'd appreciate it if we didn't do that for the channel. I know a lot of the other guys do, but really not my thing. I'm going through the comments now. Let's see how many likes we got. 28. We get to 30, I'll start the show. When we get to 30, I'll start the show. I'll sit back We can have a, hey, I told you, man, I'll do a Mexican standoff all day long. All right, we at 30. Now we can talk. We're friends again. All right. So let's see what he says. Guess turbos are off the table. I believe it means you're going to do a turbo kit. Um, so let's talk about, I guess you guys want to know about me modifying the new bike. And maybe you guys can help me um, with a question I've been asking myself. So this bike is brand new, right? We do know the 23 and a halves and a lot of the 24s have been having issues. They've been replacing wire harnesses. They've been replacing the radios, the infotainment centers on these bikes. That alone, the infotainment system is like almost $3,000. I don't know how much a wire harness is. I don't know what the labor is, and I really don't want to know, but I know it's crazy. So if I were to do any modifications to this bike, engine-wise, I would definitely void the warranty, and it's so early on for this new model for you guys to not have a warranty. So tell me what you think I should do to keep my warranty. Yeah, you got to keep a warranty, guys, until they get these kinks worked out. Even a cam, even those 135 kits, as soon as you put a different tuner on it, that's when the warranty is gone. So we got to figure out a way around that because we don't want to lose warranty and then risk something else happening to the bike. So all the guys out there that are doing some modifications to their bikes, if you haven't had a problem, and I think if you have over maybe like 3,000 miles and you haven't had a problem, you're probably in good shape. Anything under that, because that's where the problems usually start. Guys are 1,500 miles in, and now they're having issues with the radios not coming on and all those different types of things. Now, at the same time, a radio should not be a part of an engine's warranty, and I'm pretty sure it's not, so you can't tell me I voided my whole warranty. But this bike is based off of all these electronics with your mode switches and all that thing, all those things, and if they try and say, oh, well, your tuner burnt that up, what are you gonna do? So now we got some thinking to do. Guys, if I would turn this camera around, I got so many parts in this garage just for this bike that could void, and I have some that won't void the warranty. So that's where I'm at with it. So for me to go with a turbo or something like that, not gonna happen. I've told you guys how I feel about turbo kits. If you don't know enough about turbos, it's kind of like pointless to put one on a bike. You have to be able to control it some type of way. So bolting on a kit or something like that, when these bikes already are having, not everybody's having issues, so I can't say that. But I want to get past a certain amount of miles before I can say, all right, and now it's time to do something crazy. So now I'm just pretty much riding this bike, and I've been riding it a little hard today because I'm coming up on my 500 miles. I think I only got like 50 or 60 miles left to hit 500. So, but we'll get back to that conversation in a second. Daytona's coming up. I don't know what bike I'm taking to Daytona yet, guys. I have two choices. Bipolar's probably not gonna go. Bipolar doesn't get to, it's not an event for her really. Yeah, so maybe one of those two will go. I plan on riding up. I'm not trailering, and I'm going to do a ride, guys. The first weekend, that first Saturday, I'm going to do a ride. So if guys want to get in for a ride, make sure you check out Instagram. I'll be posting a flyer telling meetup times and meetup spots to actually take that ride. Like I said, it's 3 hours for me, maybe a little over 3 hours. So my Road King is so comfortable. I got on that bike today after I put this one up. Hey, listen, man, I keep telling you guys the Road King is the most comfortable bike ever, but after I got off this bike and I knew I should have just went on ahead and did the extra 50 miles and just take a turn somewhere, but I wanted to get on the Road King. I promise you guys I couldn't help myself. So, all right, let's see how many likes we got before I start hitting the second half of this conversation. So we got 56 guys in here. I need more likes. Yeah, hit that thumbs up button in so we can take off. Let's see. Now I'm gonna start going through the comments because I owe you guys that. Oh, good questions. Good questions. How does it feel up there at speed compared to the previous model? Night and day. Night and day. This bike would give me a little shimmy. Road King gives me no shimmy. But before, I don't know what it was. My street glide shook, pushed me all over the place. This bike just wasn't as bad, but it still had some movement. Now, I really don't notice it because I feel like when I get on this bike, it's hammered down and we're going fast. And, you know, when we get out of it, you might get a little shake, but it's not that bad. I know other guys' bikes, and you can see the bike. If you're behind them, you can see the bike moving around. This bike shoots pretty straight. It might move a little bit if it's really, really, really windy, or you're behind the truck and you're drafting, because I did that today, and I felt it shake on me. Get from behind the truck, no shake. The wind's still blowing, pretty much the same. So at 120, when this bike was pegged out, I felt like it had more to go, but the governor stops us, no shake. I don't know if it's just because I was wide open throttle. I don't know if it's this windshield that they put on it, but no shake. And I've noticed now that I swapped the windshield on that bike, really no shake at all either. But, you know, these bikes are kind of set up as well. Let me keep going. Let's see what we got. You did good with your purchase on the new CVO color. The new ones are garbage. I won't call them garbage. I'll just say they're not for my liking. And a lot of people will agree with me as well. The red is pretty decent looking. And that gray that they have, I don't remember the name of the gray that they have, but it's not bad. It's really a decent color. The rest of them I really was not interested in at all. I don't really like too much of the fade paint jobs, but the gray one was pretty decent. If you know the name of the gray one, go ahead and put it in the comments section. Let's see how many likes we got. We got 69 people on here. 40, okay. Let's get to 50 so we can hit this next gear here. I got something to tell you guys. Checked out the Mystic Shift in the sun, and it's nice. It's no snake venom. Also, the new colors on the CVO are not it, bro. You bought at the right time. I feel like I did buy at the right time. Hold on, guys. Let me make sure we're still live. Make sure we're still good here. Okay, we're still good. I think I bought at the wrong time. Remember, guys, I came in with a plan. You know, if you know anything about, sales, when people have to make things happen and have to move certain items and products and start getting rid of old merchandise. Everybody always tries to hold out. They really tried to hold out because they didn't know what the new bikes were going to really be. Some of these dealers didn't even know what they were going to look like. So they would hold out on the 24s just in case, or try to keep the prices high on the 24s just in case. A lot of guys didn't like the new one and had no choice but to come back and buy the black one. Let me see how many got. Well, we got 5 more. We got to get 5 more likes. Come on, 5 more. Let me give you some information. Let's see what else we got. Pistons haven't been the biggest issue. I try to keep it reliable as possible. Okay. Elias, what's happening, bro? Yeah, you want to keep this bike reliable because it's not cheap. You don't want to go in and have to spend extra money on top of a payment. And especially if it's just to fix a brand new bike. That's not a good idea. ESP, I don't know if I'm saying it right. ESP, I guess, is like an insurance. I've heard of one guy using it actually. I don't know the specifics of what you have to have with the ESP or how it all works, but possibly. And I don't know if it's going to apply to something like this. This is a little bit different. You know, the Boom GTS system is a little different. You know, you never had to replace really anything on this bike, but this one, you have a couple of things that are going wrong. And I don't even know if they know what the problem is. I just know they're replacing 2 and 3 things at one time, and that's no way to pinpoint anything, but that's Harley. They want to get you back on the road, right? Tall said there's another company that will cover the aftermarket stuff, right? Yeah, I think that was, the ESP. Curtis Hoke said buy two computers. Curtis, you are a shyster. No, I'm just messing with you, man. But that is because remember, once Harley plugs into the computer, they know what happened with the computer. They can see if something else was introduced to it, and that's how they pretty much void your warranty. So what he's saying is get another computer, put it in your bike, let that marry up, and then if you have issues, take that out, put your stock one back in, right? Curtis, am I right? Different, keeping in mind until, yep, corrected, taking from experience, yep. I got 23 miles on mine now, no issues. I think you're saying no issues. So let's see what else we got. Impact wiring solutions is what I run on my bike. The pistons blew up. Wow, whoa. Elias, I didn't know this. He says he's running impact wire solutions. What he runs on his bike, my bike blew up and it went to the dealership and changed back to stock and they warrantied it. You got lucky. You got really lucky. Because another guy has one already. You already whooped him though. Let's see what else we got. We're gonna keep going. What up, Mac? 3 bikes, how do you see yourself managing ride time for each bike? I understand bipolar specific function. What about the other 2? All right, so that's a good question. He says, how am I gonna manage riding 2 other bikes, being that we already know one bike is strictly for, going fast. But what are the other 2 bikes for? Miles on the Road King. The Road Glide, I'm trying to figure out how to explain. It's going to be just that rider's bike. It's not going to be the one that's going to get tortured. The Road King is definitely going to be the one that gets tortured the most. But this one will just be, pull up to the spot, hang out. I could take my trips to, to the Keys, a little hour here, hour or 2, and kind of like show the bike off. Just show, it's more of a showpiece than it's going to be anything else. But it's just good to have the options. This will not be a 2-up bike at all. That's the only 2-up bike, the Road King. I hope that answered the question, but let's see what else we got. Let's go see. 82 people, we got 60 likes. Come on, keep liking. Come on, guys. Correct. Curtis Hogue said correct. ESP is just like Harley ESP, but it covers a little bit more. Okay. Michael Butts, appreciate it, man. He said he likes the new bike, especially like the extended warranty. Yeah, okay. I'm just going back up, guys. Hold on. So the bike is called Mercury Silver. Thank you, Elias. I appreciate that. Traded the 2023 roadglide ST for the new Mercury Silver CVO ST. Did you get the bike yet? It says 6-string Brian. Did you get your bike yet? I got some questions for you. On a Sunday night convo. Keep it going. All right. Hey, if you guys are watching the game, please tell me if Kansas City is winning. Because they were winning when I walked out of the rope. Mercury Silver, good to know that. I wish it was purple as a CVO. So I got an opinion on that purple CVO, just because we mentioned it. I'm not a total fan of it. I'm not a total fan. I feel like they could have did something else. They could have did a red and something else, you know. Not saying it just should be towards, you know, any specific person, but average Joe is probably not going out and buying purple CVO. I mean, we kind of wasted a paint scheme on that one. That could have been a special. I mean, not even special. That could have been a standards color, being honest. Sorry for anybody who bought one. Let me keep going. Let's keep going. Are you in agreement with George that the Gen 2 puts power down different than the previous Gen M8s? I found that maxing out a custom mode made a huge difference with the 23.5. Okay. Okay, so yes, they put the power down very differently. You got to understand this. This bike is probably 90% controlled through the ECU. There's no delay. There's no letting the bike, you know, take a big breath before it starts putting down the power. It's like instant power. And in the mode selection, if you go in and you start doing customizing like the different riding modes, you can kind of do too much. They have like almost like a sensitivity chart in the throttle response. And if you sneeze, the bike's taking off. You don't want that, especially when you're hitting bumps, you know? So if you can go in and change the parameters that way, you know, that's just telling you something, because you can never get that out of a bike like this. That's just not gonna happen. This bike is just straight raw horsepower. Do what you can and try and figure it out with the throttle. This bike, you have to be very careful. And I've turned the throttle sensitivity down. I put it at like base, and I'm leaving it there because I turned it up. I'm like, I'm gonna go and see what this bike is doing. It's just kind of like crazy. But you know, power for power, they're kind of similar. I think, you know, just depending. Remember, all the newer bikes that everybody's doing the stage 2s on are already 117s and 121s. We were doing it on 114s. So the power's gonna look that much different. But these 121s just lay it down, and, you know, they're lighter, they move faster. I don't know how Harley figured this out, but whoever, Kyle Wyman, you know, if he helped, I can understand why the bike runs like it does. The other one is Rally Red and Hot Lap. Hot Lap is very expensive. Yeah. I think it was like a $5,000 upgrade. It's just this bike with a couple of checkered squares on it. I wasn't impressed. I was not impressed. Keep going. Let's see. Chip, what's up, man? Ride was pretty good. Grudge twisties and 2-up hanger. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's what you can get out of this bike, honestly. Honestly, you can get a lot out of this bike, man. I've been taking this bike and on and off the expressway. And if you know, getting on and off of like the turnpike, or, you know, just like something with a heavy turnaround in it, shoot you back up on the highway. You're getting off the main road, and, you know, something that shoots you onto the expressway. That turn, I've been trying my hardest to see where this bike is going to give up on me, and it's not giving up. When you take a turn and you throttle, usually the bike likes to stand up. You know, just how it works. You know, more power, sits things straight. Well, this bike, when you throttle, it keeps going until one of y'all going to give up. One of you guys are going to give up because it's ready to lay down. It's ready to go around. So I couldn't even say, you know, maybe if I trust the tires a little bit more, because I've already scraped the floorboard. And you got to know, guys, look how high that floorboard is. Well, they put this little thing under there, and I scraped that already coming out of the driveway. So with this bike, you lay into it, it's going to move. It's freaking going to move. Just different, man, just different. I let a buddy of mine ride the bike today. I went live a little earlier. I didn't show you guys that. I let 2 people, actually. And he takes the bike, gets on the highway, goes straight down Highway 27, goes straight down Highway 27, and comes back. And he probably stared at the bike for another 20 minutes after the ride, just like amazed. He has a Harley, but he hasn't ridden a new one, and he hasn't ridden the CVOST. But I'm telling you guys, if you don't have a 24, you have to get one. You have to get one. Or you'll ride one. It'll make your mind up for you as soon as you ride it. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, by 5. Yeah, okay. They're up by 5. Come on, KC, you can pull it off. Question: how do you like the new fairing on the roadglide? Do you think it's better than the previous gens? Knucklehead. He said, how do I like the new fairing? And it isn't any better. Where do I start? Guys, do you remember when I told you that, yeah, you might not like this bike now. That was a year ago. You might not like it now, but it's going to grow on you, because a lot of people don't see, it's like black and white, right? They're like, I like that. I just really don't like that. Well, that's not how it goes. You're going to progress into it. And I think that's what's happening now. Everybody's progressing into this, and this is kind of becoming like, like the dinosaur. And it's kind of like if you're looking at this bike, you're like, and now you're back on to looking for the new bikes that are out there. It's been happening to me. The way they put this together, the wind has been just shooting over, around. It's not even touching the rider like it used to. I have this short little windshield. Yes, I ride with a full face helmet on, but I got this short windshield, and I'm not getting any buffeting at all. Bike is shooting straight as an arrow. I feel like it's on rails. I feel like I'm on a sport bike. That's how little bit of wind I'm getting. So like I said, all those race guys, pretty much hardly listen to them, because this bike, you're going to feel the bike getting beat up by the wind. This bike, you really don't even feel it. I don't know what they did. I think these 2 vents that they got in here, they figured out that you need to kind of like open this thing up so air rushes through, and it keeps it planted. This bike is stable as I don't know what. And I was pushing it today. Let's see, Mercury Silver. I mean, what's the name of the ST? I don't have a name of the new bike yet, and I don't think I'm gonna name it until I get more seat time on it, or maybe until it's complete. These bikes kind of like grow on you, and at the end of the day, that's when you should be trying to call your bike what it is. Everybody knows how Bipolar got his name. Everybody knows how the King got his name. If you don't remember, the King got his name because this is the best bike I like to ride. That is the King over there. This bike got its name because it almost killed me. It almost killed George. I mean, it's like it was riding a bullet, a bucking bronco at one point, until we kind of figured out how to settle the bike down. So, a whole nother story for another day. Let's see what we got. Purchased mine the other day. Congratulations, Mel Z. I put K5 reductor splitter on my bike. Okay. When's the last time you let Bipolar stretch his legs? I took Bipolar out, I think that was last week. And man, listen, you still got to respect this bike because it is extremely fast. And especially when I've been riding the new bike, and it just shows me the difference because, like I said, I rode the Road King today. When I rode this all day. I rode the new bike all day, and I got on the Road King for like 30 minutes. And man, it's just like, Jesus, fast. Like it's just like laying to the power. Wow. And it just turns on and starts taking, start moving. But when I get on Bipolar, it's every time I touch the gas, the bike just tries to, dance on you and show you who's really the boss. So you really kind of got to be careful and watch RPMs on this bike. But yeah, I mean, I take it out every now and then. She needs to go get some sunlight. Let's see what else we got. Do I like the stock seat on the CVOST? That's a couple of hours, maybe 2 hours of ride. Then you got to get off that seat. It's not bad. I understand why they made it that way. I kind of understand also why you would put it on a bike like this. You can't put the older style seat on a bike like this, so you're sliding all over the place. You might come off the back. You know what I mean? If it doesn't have that hump, because I've used it, I had to actually kind of like sit down and push back on the hump and then hit it, because it's quirky that first couple of RPMs, and then, you know, it lets up because it doesn't have that power, but it is what it is. Fat and Furious's bike was silly, bro. Okay, so let's talk about Fat and Furious's bike while we're on the subject real quick. Badass bike. I'm saying that because it was tastefully done. That's one of those bikes that you just like, okay, you know, that's a whole nother class. It's an all carbon bike with the best of the best parts on it. Then you take it to one of the best builders to get the bike tuned. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong that way. Let's see what else we got. Wrench Free says, let me know if you're gonna end up being around the shop Tuesday. I mean, I'll stop by if I can remember. I will try to stop by. Bikes, Beers, and Bucks. What's up, man? Buy that exhaust already and stop playing. So guys, if you're down here, South Florida, there will be a ride up to Daytona. I'm going to put together a ride with a bunch of guys, and we're going to do a burn and turn. I'd like for us to have a few meeting spots to head that way. We're gonna probably head up the Turnpike, crossover in Fort Pierce. Yes, crossover in Fort Pierce. If I meet another group there, that's where the second half of the ride will be. But my half of the ride is going to be a little closer to me, and we're going to shoot off from there. Probably going to be another early morning ride, so guys can get back home. You know, if you want to get home before dark, if you want to get home, you know, early, late, whatever. But I know what I'm going to be doing. People come with me. If you leave with me, then that's cool too. But I definitely want to make sure we all meet up to go up together. So if you got any questions about that, like I said, I'm going to drop the flyer on Instagram. I'm going to probably drop the flyer here too. But hit me on Instagram if you got any other questions, and I'll get up with you guys. Got my Cross Easy Shift, and damn, what a difference it makes. So nobody believed me when I said the Cross Easy Shift is it's a little game changer, guys. It's not all that clunky, sloppy mess of trying to find gears or shifting between gears, because it makes it that much longer. Good product. Kraus makes a lot of good products. Everything else, you know, I've seen from him looks like quality, and you know, just that little piece, man, just that little piece is saying something. So, what else we got? What's your thoughts on the impact wiring solution? I've heard it was expensive. Works out though. I mean, we don't have a lot of other tuners. We got Thunder Max. We don't have Power Vision yet, and impact wiring solution has worked. It has a lot of parameters. I don't think they sell to the public though. I think you got to go through someone, through a dealer to actually get that, and that kind of sucks. But I mean, you ain't gonna tune it yourself anyway, so you might as well get it through somebody else. And like I said, we worked with it, you know, briefly. I don't think George is really using it anymore. He's back to Thunder Max, and like I said, man, we're all just waiting for Power Vision. So the question of the day was, the whole conversation is, do I void my warranty? I had this conversation the other day with Chip, and we're thinking, like, you know, you got an expensive bike like these. Is it worth it to void the warranty so early? And the only reason I'm saying it is because it's not like it's these older bikes where all the kinks are worked out. This bike has been having kink after kink, and nobody's really solved the problem. They've just been fixing what was already broken. Now, where do we go from there, man? I mean, I got parts, boxes, and brand new parts everywhere. But if I start putting them on, and now I need a new wiring harness, or now I need a new infotainment center. Where do I go? That thing's almost $3,000. So you guys tell me what you think. Curtis said, do the old swaparooski and run 2 computers. I don't know how much that costs, but it is a good idea. But I really don't want to go through a lot of issues. I don't want to go through those issues. I got 2 bikes for anything else I want to do. You know what I mean? If I want to hit the highway and burn up the highway and have some power up under me, I have the Road King. If I'm doing some drag racing stuff, we're doing grudge racing, I have Bipolar. But this bike, you see it sits in the middle of both of them. It does not need to be on on either side of these bikes, because that's not what I got it for. It's not what I got it for. I got this bike because it's a CVO number 1. I've wanted a CVO, and looking at it now, you got the cross between a CVO and a roadglide ST. And here you go. You got the perfect mix between the two with this bike, guys. A lot of people say, well, try and get the ESP, so they'll cover you on warranty, but I don't know. I don't know if they're going to cover something like this, because that's going to, you know, if you have one of the bikes out of the bad batches, are they going to keep fixing the bike, or, you know, you don't know how that's going to go, and it's expensive. It's very expensive. Go ahead and hit that like button, guys. We got about 100 people in the chat, but we only got 80 likes. I keep pushing with the conversation as long as you guys keep liking. So let's see. All right, so we got some. Are you gonna do cash days at Shady Side Dragway? No, I'm not gonna do cash days. I don't know if I would be able to make that trip. What else we got? Installed my Thunderhead on the 24, woke it up so much more, debating if I need a cam. Crazy. Roadglide Freak 28. Absolutely, you need a cam. There's no doubt in my mind that, you know, that Thunderheader sounds like a monster, you know. But when you put a cam in it, everybody's going to ask you, what cam? And they don't know that, you know, that Thunderheader is barking. That's half of the battle right there. You know, the cam, yeah, you know, you can put any cam and make it. The Thunderheader still going to sound good, though. So go ahead, man. Go ahead. Even though I just told everybody not to void, I don't want to void my warranty, but hey, go ahead. Are you going to, what do you see? What do you mean? Yeah, I'm going to, Jonathan Banks, I'm going to be putting my location where I'm at when I'm in Daytona. So, you know, there's no, I don't have like a specific spot, so I'll be kind of like moving around, and, you know, I'll be there a while. Wherever I'm at, I'll be there a while, and, you know, just to meet up with the guys, let them check out the bike, things like that. So, you know, hit me up if anything. Let's see what else we got. Stay with the warranty until they get the bugs worked out. Yes, but they've had a year to get these bugs worked out, and it doesn't seem like they're trying to work out the bugs. It seems like they're just swapping parts, but they're going to get tired of swapping parts pretty soon and come up with a solution, unless they've done something that is like, okay, we have to change all this and it's going to cost us a ton of money. You know, that's just what they're going to have to do. Now, they've made the 24 and the 25 exactly the same. You got warranty on your 25 for the next 2 years. So 27 going into 28, you'll still have a warranty. That means that Harley's going to have to cover warranty work for the next 4 years. They're not going to want to have to do that. I'm sure they're going to try and figure out a solution, but they better hurry up, because I know they're killing themselves spending all this money. And there's some guys out there that are on the fence of buying, but then Indian just drops, you know, all their new parts to their bikes to say, hey, you know, you guys are dealing with those issues over there, come on over. It's called competition. All right, let's keep going. Having that said, don't do a cam until 4,000 miles-ish. Yeah, I mean, if guys, like I said, if the guys that haven't had any issues after, like I said, 3,000 miles, they're not gonna have any issues. I don't think. The issues are usually early on in the stages of the bike, before 3,000 miles. That's just what I've noticed. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Everyone's bike is perfect. Leave it stock and see how Harley David take care of you when it's effed up. Um, yeah, guys, you don't want to go out there and say, "Hey, Harley, fix this," and they're like, "No, it's not under warranty, but you got $5,000 worth of work you need to get done." I don't care how much your bike costs, 30,000, 35,000, 40,000, 50,000. That extra 5,000 is gonna kick you in the ass. Nobody wants to pay that. Let's see what else I got. So I got the roadglide ST back in 23. Didn't know Harley was going to change these bikes. Oh. So do you think it's a bad idea? So do you think I got a bad deal on the 23 ST? I don't know how much you paid for it, but they were giving the ST away for 30,000, pretty much out the door when the 24s first hit the showroom. The 24s were just about the same price. The 23 ST came out and it was like 35,000. So I don't know what you got it for. If the ST was on the showroom floor at the same time as the 24 was on the floor, and they did not offer you the 24, I would be pissed off. But if you got a good deal on the 23, and I mean, you had to get a great deal on the 23 with the 24 sitting right beside it for me to say, okay, you might as well take the 23. Now, all these issues these 24s are having, you won't see any of those issues. And you still got an ST. Rayful Freeman, that's who I was talking to on that one. ESP is like an extended warranty. If you're going after market parts and something happens, they'll go to the manufacturer and they'll warranty on your parts. Yes, we understand that, but you got to remember, this is a 1-year-old bike. I know they're saying they'll do it, but this is still a 1-year-old bike, and all the parts are super, super expensive. If they have to cover an engine every now and then, yeah, they can handle that. I don't know how much money they're making, but yeah, they can handle that. But when you have a ton of guys just tuning their bikes, losing their warranty, and now the computer goes out, and now they're like, well, this is the 4th one this month, they're not going to be happy with that. And that somebody, who knows? Are they going to figure out some kind of go around to not cover you? Will they cover you? I don't know enough about the company, but I'm just using business tactics, and I'd be like, shut the whole place down. We're not doing that anymore. It is what it is. Yes, man. Yeah, okay. I'm over 3,000 on my CVO ST. If you're over 3,000, I think you're gonna be good. If you let the bike warm up properly and you do all those things and you haven't had an issue and your radio comes on like it's supposed to, after 3,000, I don't think you're gonna have it. Chevy Legend 87, Akron, Ohio. What's happening, brother? What's the weather like? What do you think about the future of the VVT? I'm pretty excited to see what's in store. Jonathan, they're gonna keep it. Yeah, why not? But they don't care about the aftermarket, trying to figure things out, how to get more out of their bikes, because they do it. They make a VVT cam. The aftermarket is like, let's just get away from the VVT and produce the power. So it's gonna stick around. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, it's not going to, I don't know. It's not going to make the power that, a non-VVT bike is going to make. Let's see. Elias, you have a good night, brother. And then Kaka work on his personal 24 road glides. I didn't hear him having any issues relating to the engine or software, etc. Might be one of those bikes that didn't have an issue. I don't know if he had any issues or not. But he tore that bike apart as soon as he got it, pretty much. Let's see what we got. What do you think about the Pan America ST strictly for listen, Matthew Savoy, I know absolutely nothing when it comes to Pan Americas. Just never been my cup of tea. I always looked at them as like the adventure bike, the adventure guys. It's like it's just not my style. So I don't know if they're selling. I don't even know how much they cost. I should probably go and test ride one just to give a quick take on it. But I'm not even a big dirt bike guy. Like, I don't even ride dirt bikes, and that just reminds me of a dirt bike. Now, granted, I know it has much more technology and it has everything you're probably looking for in that style of a bike because it's Harley Davidson, but I have no opinion on it. None. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. It says, with your 3MH, you still same tune on all three builds or different in inch. Okay, so he's asking if I'm going to use all three, the same tuner on all three bikes. Absolutely. Power Vision. I'm waiting for Power Vision. But also, like I said, I don't want to void that warranty so soon, make drastic decisions based on just trying to get parts on my bike. That's not the way I work. But those two bikes, the roadglide and the Road King, have two different builds. Not even the same, not even in the same world. But I've never had an issue with either bike. So, with that being said, Power Vision is half the reason why these bikes are still on the road doing what they do. George building these bikes to be durable. You know what I mean? He can't. Yeah, nobody can do anything about a transmission. But anything else, he's pretty much the reason why you're gonna stay on the road. Go ahead and hit that like button. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Dipper 1965. What else we got? Inside info, all new stuff, automotive world, material and parts are trash. Aftermarket companies just now figured it out. I'm hoping you're talking about the new bikes and how to get around all these stupid issues that these bikes are having. Knock on wood, which I don't have ever around when I say this, my bike doesn't give me any issues. I purposely bought late, hoping that issues would be taken care of, recalls would be taken care of, any updates would be taken care of, because I don't want to be going back to the dealership with my bike and saying, hey, now this is the issue. Hey, now this is the issue. Or keep it until you guys figure out all the issues, because I don't want to put my bike through. I don't want to put miles on my bike going to the dealership to get it fixed. Nah, that's not for me. So I tried to be strategic with this whole thing, guys. Every time I say something, I had a plan behind it. I like to think things through, and hopefully I was right with this one. Hopefully I was right. But I rode this bike all day today, turn it off, turn it on, just trying to put it through paces. I would pull over, turn the bike off, do other things, turn the bike on, and, take off. As soon as the bike turned on, take off. Let me see if there's going to be an issue. I didn't run into any snags. Nothing crazy. I had fun. I just didn't make my miles today, guys. Hold on, guys. Let me see how many miles I got on this bike. Remember, I need to get 500 before I start really killing this bike. 476 miles on this bike. So I need what is that? 25, 24 miles. I could have went down the street and picked up 24 miles. But I'll do a review at 500 miles. I'll even tell you guys how I break the bikes in. I've told you already earlier in this live, but I don't break them in gently. But being that this is a new, not a new motor, but it's something a little different, I decided to wait to the end of my late 400 miles before I started pressuring the bike a little bit, raising those RPMs a little higher, and a little higher, and a little higher, and a little higher. Mile an hour, I don't care. You put the bike in 6th gear and you start letting it eat, you know, I don't have to rev this bike to 5,000 RPMs yet. That's just how I do it. Hey, it is what it is. All right, let's see. Any idea the power vision should be out? Would it be worth swapping from the Thunderbacks? Okay, it wouldn't be worth swapping from the Thunderbacks at all, unless you plan on running E85 or a different type of tune or multiple tunes. You know, that's why I like to run power vision. I can just be at the gas station, go in my power vision, upload a new tune for a different type of fuel. If I'm running 93, watch, this is probably going to be mainly a 93 pump gas bike. I can put my 93 tune in it, go. I can put, if I did, I would be able to put E85 like I do in these bikes. I put E85 or I can put 93 in both those bikes. Thundermax is a whole computer. Put it in. You're going to have your one set tune. I think there is a way to change it, but I think it's kind of like a mission to change from tune to tune. It's not the you know, in 5 minutes type of deal. I don't think it's like that. Can I tell the difference between the inverted front end and the older style suspension? Let me put it to you this way. All the new bikes feel a lot lighter. They feel a lot more easier and a little bit more nimble, right? But the older bikes kind of stood you up a little bit, and they were like slow to turn and you're slow to stand back up. This bike, and I don't know if it's how they set the weight up on the bike, more so than the suspension. That's what I'm trying to get at. In combination with the suspension, when you do go to take your turn, remember, what is it, 30 pounds different? I don't even think it's a full 30 pounds in weight difference. I think it was 15, but we'll call it 30. Even with the weight difference, this bike is 2 times as fast to go down, to come back up, to go back down. I will run circles around this bike and this bike if we're only going to 70 miles an hour, okay? On some type of like we're moving, we're doing in and out of traffic, not that you should, but if you're doing in and out of traffic, or you're going, if you're on a track, this bike will run circles around this bike all day long, and you don't even have to be the best rider to do it. I took video with my camera, how close I really felt like I was getting to the ground. Now, I might not have been this close, but when you're up here on this bike, it feels awfully low. And I'm telling you guys, I scraped this floorboard. Now, this is the one that sits up a lot higher. Let me see if you can see. It sits up a lot higher than your normal floorboard. I scraped the inside, this little nut in here. I will bring you in so you guys can see it if you want me to. But I scraped that with ease. And I don't think I've scraped a floorboard on, I can't remember. I may have on this bike, but not on the Road King. And I damn sure ain't gonna do it on the Road King with them expensive ass floorboards. But I did do it with my Road Glide, but not like that. This was like, you could put somebody who's not really that good of a rider on this bike and they will look like a shining star, if that helped. You know, I just start getting off the page when I do my explanations. Let me tell you guys this. If this bike had 150 horsepower and this bike had 150 horsepower, this bike would win all day long. All right, just getting that out there. What type of tire do I run on my highway digs on the rear? Shinkos. I wouldn't suggest running a Shinko if you're going to be street riding, but it's a 17-inch wheel. You can run all different types. Shinkos are just not really great for turning. They're a little too square. They make a Drag Max. They make a Cruise Tech that are a little bit more round, that'll kind of be sticky, but they can also turn at the same time. Let's see what we got. Name that lady the Twisted Sister. How bright is the new setup? The new style headlight? I see a lot of guys going to the LP6 setup. Let's see. You tell me. It's bright. It's plenty. It's plenty bright. It's brighter than the old setups. I'm still going through. Let's see. Hey Mac, great to meet you at Treasure Coast. Sweet bike. Good luck with it. And I have the ST with the white 130 with the 135. Okay, Robert with the 135. What mods am I planning on besides performance mods? Gary, I can't disclose that information yet. He said, what mods do I plan on doing to it? I can't explain that yet. Have you heard any of the STs that fully built using stock mufflers that come with them? No. Hold on. No, I haven't heard of anybody building a motor and still using the stock mufflers. Now, what I have seen, what I noticed today, that the bike breathes out of both mufflers. I did not know that. I thought it was like the dummy pipe on the other side, and it really wasn't breathing out of them. Shit, Mag, you got me second guessing the mods. I'm considering the new ST right out of the gate. Definitely taking a major risk, not getting some miles in time for the saddle first. Serrero 4000. Let me tell you this. You see the guys at the shop. Everybody's just straight out of the gate going for it and don't really care. You bought your bike late in the year. You know what I mean? Well, early in 2025. You probably won't have any problems. I don't think I'm going to have any problems. But at the same time, I have two other bikes that I can say, okay, I can give this bike time because I don't need to make this bike go fast. That's just the difference. That's just me. I know you have another bike, but that's what I'm saying. What type of floorboards you have on the King? Looking for a set for nice floorboards for my ST. If you have the older ST, I think that's what you're talking about. Those are Arlen-ness floorboards. They are called the Speed Liners. They're a big floorboard though, man. They're like I wouldn't put them on a CVO. I wouldn't even put them on. I wouldn't put them on an ST. Too big. They're like 3 of those floorboards put together. Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I don't think you should do it. They look the best on Road Kings. I'll tell you that, but I wouldn't do it. Thrash and Apex. Hey, look at those Kraus floorboards. They are super expensive, but they are bad mofos. Let's see what we got. Dunlap Elite. I don't know if this is a Dunlap Elite. It is a Dunlap, but I don't know if it's the Dunlap Elite. Yeah, like I said, I mean, it's a stock tire. Guys, I'm about to shut her down in a few minutes here. Let's see what else we got. Let me make sure I hit everybody's questions. You guys seen new performance bagger tire from Pirelli. Interested in those for sure. No, I haven't seen it, but Pirelli makes a good tire. Do you plan on changing the bars on the ST? How you like the T-bar setup? Bars are decent. I mean, now for me, guys, I like to ride with a backrest, so those bars won't put me on the backrest, so I might be swapping them out. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do yet, but I do believe that seat will only get me a couple of hours, so I have to kind of like say, am I gonna just go and jump on another bike when I want to take the miles? Fast and Furious floorboards are sweet. Yes, they're very nice. I've ran Pirelli Night Dragons and I love them. Good tires, man. Good tires. Let me get on this side, guys. Let's finish having this conversation. I want you guys to be able to see the bike. What's a good heavy-duty floorboard? I'm really not a floorboard guy, so I really don't know. I've kind of stuck with like either Harley floorboards or I've only swapped one time and went with the R&S floorboards. Where we at? We're at 98? Yeah, come on. 2 more likes, guys. 2 more likes and I'm getting out of here. But let's see what else we got. Make sure I didn't miss anybody's questions. Don't forget, guys, Daytona. I will be there both weekends. What I'm going to do is the weekend, the 6th through the 9th, I'm gonna probably stay that weekend, but I'm homeless right now because I don't have no place to stay. But I will be doing that. That first weekend, the last couple of days of February, whatever the Saturday is, I'm gonna go up and come back. I'm gonna do a burn and turn. So if you guys do want to meet up, just keep watching. I'll keep reminding you guys of the events that I'll be at and where I'll kind of be, and you know, even if I'm like at a Hooters or something like that, I'll let you guys know what time, and everybody can shoot over there and we can check out the bikes, have a conversation, whatever you guys want to know. I'll tell you in person how many we got. 103. Guys, I appreciate you for watching, joining, subscribing. Make sure you share these lives, share these videos. We got more videos coming here, but this is not the only bike that's going to be getting videos. If the weather wasn't bad here, you would have had a bipolar video. Yeah, you would have had a bipolar video, but I appreciate you guys. Till the next time, peace.